Go.
Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Ba'chakodash. Double honor to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. And salutation you, I came out there that's been pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. Heavy judgments is going out. What's happening in the Ukraine, all the people getting put to death, that's judgment from the Most High Yahweh. Why Yahweh Shah? What's happening with the Israel-Iranian war with America, everybody that got put to death, that was judgment from the Most High Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah. And there's no getting around that, man. That was their lot to go over there and die over there in that war, or to get put to death over there fighting a war that has no merit over in the Ukraine. They're going to lose that. You see? So we get that real quick.
Gotcha. This is
because the Most High put the spirit on different people to do different things, man. You know? Yeah.
This is Ecclesiasticus 39:28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force.
There are spirits created for vengeance. Now, you had this guy on 125th Street yesterday, you know, and 125th Street on the west side, he in a bike lane with a van doing 80. Hit these two delivery drivers on bikes, they flew in the air. You know, you seen people diving on the floor trying to get away from the van on 125th Street yesterday. And one died instantly. One of the delivery drivers died instantly. They was on bikes, minding their business, had not a clue. And when you see the video surveillance, they on their bikes, their electric e-bikes, and they're just chilling, talking to each other. All of a sudden, that van came and it's boom, they flew in the air. People diving on the concrete to get away. You was on the news. You didn't hear about it? So what happened was the Most High put them to death. Here, bring it up.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 12. It says, "For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare, so are the sons of men snared in an evil time, when it falleth suddenly upon them."
And that's what happened to these two cats, man. You know, they was, I don't know the status of the van, but the guy that driving the van, but them two cats, one is in critical condition and one died instantly. And I, you know, I did a little show on it, but I mean, when I saw the video, I was like, damn, the Most High brought brutal judgment, instant judgment on them, and they didn't even see it coming, because the dude came from behind them and it's hit them. You see them flying in the air with their bikes. Then he collided to, not only did he collide to another car, then a police cruiser, and then a tractor trailer. And then he came to a stop. I don't know what happened to the driver. Was it done intentionally? Or was it done because he had some kind of medical episode? Who knows? But if you on the bike lane, riding 80 miles per hour in an intersection of two-way street on 125th Street.
Even a regular lane.
I mean, even the regular lane, that's something suspicious. That's something suspicious there. Maybe he did it intentionally. I don't know. You guys say?
Yeah, I do. 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 6. The Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up.
So the Most High did that to them. The Most High judged them, brought brutal, swift judgment on them, man. The Lord killeth and maketh alive. You know, the Most High killeth and maketh alive. So everybody that's getting put to death, whether you in a war in Ukraine, whether you in a war over there in Afghanistan, whether you in a war over there, they ain't war in Afghanistan anymore. At least not that I don't think. But if you over there in Iran, getting heavy shell fire, but the women and children that got killed in that school, that was judgment from the Lord. You got to understand something. On the carnal aspect, everybody said, "Oh, that was wrong," but when you think about it spiritually, that was judgment. Yeah, brother.
This is Deuteronomy 32:39. "See now that I, even I, am He, and there is no God with me."
Once the Most High sanctions your death, once the Lord Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah sanctions your death, no one can deliver you out of their hands, man. That's it, man. You in their crosshairs, you gonna get put to death. He gonna whack you out. He gonna put that spirit of vengeance on some man to lead you, because a man going is of the Lord. The Most High directs a man's steps. He gonna direct your steps to be over here at the particular time and direct the spirit of vengeance to be in that same area and whack you out, man. Just like that, man. And sometimes it's done unexpectedly. If you're not in the streets doing wickedness, what you do in your previous life, why the Most High judge you so harshly? If you got this just working 9 to 5 and doing your thing, all of a sudden the Most High just whack you out. It's something you did in your previous life, all your life in this time, but you know what I mean? You thought you got away with it.
That's right.
Yeah, brother.
It says, I kill and I make alive, I wound and I heal.
And this is the Lord talking. This is the Lord Yahweh talking. Read it again from the top so we can sink in so they can see.
This is
Yeah.
Deuteronomy 32 and 39. See now that I, even I am he, and there is no God with me.
There's no other power but Yahweh. Why Yahweh Shah?
That's right.
It's not no Buddha, it's not no Shiva, it's not no Allah.
So, see?
His name is Yahweh.
So in the spiritual realm, Yahweh tell whatever death angel you want to go, I want him to die this way. Or whatever, and this date, this second, this nanosecond, just like that. And the angels execute at that exact moment.
The Most High put the spirit, work on their mind. Well, he used the angel to work on his mind and put the pedal to the metal. Ooh, doing 80, boom, 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 hitting everybody.
And control all of those, friends to lead with that, with the signal light, with this person crossing, with the letting our van pass through this way.
The guy taking that order.
Everything.
The guy took the
All
order.
Pieces. Go ahead.
The delivery guy taking the order.
Them two, the two delivery guys watching the GPS, taking the order, riding their bikes. You could tell he was on the phone. One of them, both of them flew in the air. That's how fast that van was driving.
You said they both died, right?
No, one is in critical condition, but I don't know the update, but one died instantly on 125th Street on the pavement because he flew in the air and landed on the pavement.
Oh my goodness.
So that was a brutal death there, man.
Oh yeah.
The other one, he went to the hospital, but I don't know what status because I didn't hear nothing about it yet. I didn't check it out. But I do know that one died instantly.
You don't play nowhere, but on the west side of Harlem, you remind me of the Conduit in East New York, man. That shit's crazy, man.
I mean, they was in the bike lane. They was in their lane. They was in the bike lane, but homie was in the bike lane. So that's what lead me to believe that it was done intentionally. Because why you in the bike lane? Yeah, brother.
Job 4:7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perish being innocent.
That's right. It says, remember, I pray whoever perish being innocent. Nobody is innocent, man. Everybody has walked this earth multiple times, man. You just got an old soul with a new body. That's all it is, man. You got an old soul. You walk around with an old soul, but with a new body. Like you see these little kids that die from infant death. You know, sudden infant death in their cribs. They 2 years old, they die, or they 6 months old and they die. That's an old soul in a new body. That's it. It's not that hard to understand. So you can finish reading that.
It says, remember, I pray thee, whoever perish being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off?
The Most High is not going to cut off a righteous man. You know, look at all the righteous men of old that has been delivered by Yahweh Shah from their enemies, man. The Most High will deliver a righteous man, but put to death a wicked man. It's more than you can bring out his book.
Oh, Khan. Verse 8, even as I have seen they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same.
When you out there plowing iniquity and sowing wickedness, whether you sow in life, you're going to reap it. Whether it's good or bad, you're going to reap it. So whatever you sow in life, it's going to come back to you twofold.
That's right.
Judgment comes, man, and when it comes harshly. You know? And my advice to brothers, if you don't have to be in an outside gathering like a mall, or if you gotta go, get in and get out. Don't be lollygagging, don't be window shopping, don't be doing anything that will keep you with it for a substantial period of time, because you never know what could happen. The Most High could be it's about to bring judgment, you know, on some, you know, on a particular person there, or judgment on quite a few people. So you gotta be on point.
Yeah. Especially now with the warnings for all these so-called
Sleeper cells.
Sleeper cells, you know, going around and taking people out. You know, you seen
shit happened in Utah.
Center, you know, Utah. That was the bar shooting.
Yeah.
That was the bar shooting where they labeled it a T attack, right? So even now, even a shooting could be labeled a T attack, right? You could have let's say a J get shot, right? They'll label it a T attack, and they'll somehow tie it with Iraq. So, you know, we gotta try to not be in these public places. You know, if you don't have to, you don't gotta be in the bars and you know, just out there where there's large crowds of people, you know, because that's where, you know, they're most likely targeted, you know, in these so-called T attacks.
Of course, man. You know, so hey, man, it'll behoove you if you have to be in the mall to get something, get some sheets, some bedspreads, whatever you got to get, curtains, some boxes, whatever you got to get in and get out. Don't be window shopping and lollygagging. You know, if you're gonna go, don't go with your women because they like to lollygag and window shop. Go by yourself. I mean, right or wrong, bro.
They do like to do that.
Yeah, cut.
This is 1 Kings chapter 22, verse, I'm gonna start at 19. It says, and he said, hear thou therefore the word of the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne, and all the host of heaven standing by him.
Well, the Most High was having a council because he's about to put to death Ahab, king of Israel, because he was wicked as hell, man. You know, so no, he's from the left hand, from the northern tribe, right? No, he's from the southern tribe, Ahab, right?
I think that was the Northern Kingdom.
Northern Kingdom, yeah. He's about to put him to death because he was wicked, him and his wife. You know, and they both died horrible deaths, mainly she.
So Micah's telling Ahab the vision or a dream he had.
Yeah, cut.
It says, and all the host of heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left. And the Lord said, who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead?
Because they was having a council. The Lord already knew how he was going to put him to death, but the Lord liked to have things dramatic. He liked to sit down and have a council and get this angel's idea, this angel's idea, this angel out there. Then a demon on the left hand side came up and said, "Listen, I will go up and persuade him. You know, put a lion spirit, whatever. We gonna get it to. Let's get it to him."
It says, and one said on this manner, and another said on that manner. And there came forth a spirit and stood before the Lord and said, I will persuade him. And the Lord said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets.
It didn't say an angel of the Lord, it said a spirit. So that had to be a demonic spirit on the left hand side that said that. Because a righteous spirit is not gonna go and lie. He ain't gonna. A righteous angel is not gonna go and lie. So it had to be. That's why it didn't say angel of the Lord. It said a spirit.
Yeah, the thing is too, brother. Both sides are righteous.
Exactly. They do what they do.
Yeah.
The Most High created
Scripture says obedience is better than sacrifice.
That's right.
I remember Zakar was going into this a while ago. So if Satan was if Satan wants to say I want to do righteousness, that would be wicked.
Yeah, because
then you're not doing what
you're created to be wicked.
You're supposed to be wicked.
So either which way, that was, they righteous angels because they righteous spirits because they doing the work of the Most High. The Lord was just asking for, their opinion on how I should whack them out. But everybody knew he was going to whack them out, but he wanted their opinion, Yeah, brother.
It says, and he said, thou shalt persuade him and prevail also, go forth and do so.
Yeah, he persuaded him to go out there and disguise himself and go to Ramoth Gilead and get put to death, man. That's what happened to him. Being wicked, disobedient with his wicked ass wife, persecuting the prophets, doing that which is evil in the eyes of the Most High, sacrificing the devils. You basically sacrifice to the Most High, but on the left hand side, because the Lord controls both sides.
Yeah.
Little did he know. You got more?
No, that was it.
So you can go back to spiritual religion, then we just go back to yeah.
All right, one more.
You got one more? Okay.
Psalms 68 and 20. He that is our power is the power of salvation. And unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, the Lord, belong the issues from death.
That's right. The Lord issues death. The Lord censures your death. The Lord will, either sanction your death or wound you gravely and put you in a messed up situation where you are quadriplegic or you lose limbs and now you just heavily dependent upon a family member or your wife, or she gonna treat you dirty and cheat on you and leave you because she ain't gonna take care of you. Rob you for all your whatever government benefits you getting because now you in a wheelchair. Ain't no woman in their right mind. Ain't no man in their right mind is gonna want to take care of somebody if they truly love them. Maybe, but I doubt it. Not in this generation we living in now, this day and age we living in now. Yeah, brother.
Back to Deuteronomy 32 and 39. See now that I, even I am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand.
So the Most High could kill you or keep you alive, that's wound you. That's wound you and put you in a tight situation where you just dependent on somebody. You just all messed up in the spirit. You just all messed up. Your body is mangled. Look at all them World War, not World War, even World War II, the Civil War. You had people coming back mangled and this badly injured, and they was wishing they died. And the Most High kept their body, their spirit in their body. So most of those racist pieces of shit that had disdain for Jake, and they was trying to keep Jake in slavery. And there's another episode I seen it on TikTok, whereas you had like 47 Union soldiers. They was black and they got surrounded by Confederate soldiers, and they laid down their arms and they gunned them down and killed them all, man. They didn't have to do that. All the whites that laid their guns down, they kept them alive, but the blacks, the so-called black men, they gunned them all down, all 47, murdered, massacred. You think you gonna pay for that? You probably them same spirits came back in World War II that got put to death, or World War I, they got put to death. Hey man, so hey, you can be back now and die over there in Ukraine or die over there in the Middle East somewhere in the Levant. The Most High got various ways of smashing you and whacking you out, man. Okay, brother. That was it, again.
This is Ecclesiasticus 39 and 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them.
Because the wrath that's coming down, the wrath that's on him is coming from the Most High. So they're appeasing the Lord's wrath. There's an event in when King David numbered Israel, and he saw an angel of the Lord with a great sword in his hand, 1 foot and one foot in the spirit world, and it was a slaying. And they killed over 107,000 Israelites at that time for King David numbering Israel. That was the spirit of vengeance that the Most High put out there. He told them, choose 3 things: flee from your enemies for a certain period of time, pestilence, or getting put to death. So that's harsh, right or wrong? Yeah. Most High like, yo, choose 3 things, man, that's going to happen to you. You gonna flee from your enemies, or it's gonna be a pestilence, or the sword's gonna come. The sword came. That's harsh, man.
Another thing too is we was just talking about how the Lord control both sides.
Right.
In that very account you're mentioning, it's in Chronicles, and it's also in, I forgot what the book.
I think it's Kings.
Kings. One book says the Lord got in David's mind to have him number Israel, and the other book it says Satan got in his mind to number Israel. Exactly. See?
So that showed the Most High control both sides. So the Most High put the spirit on King David to do that, and also Satan could work in your mind too, and make you do crazy shit.
But he get the marching orders from the
He
Most
get the marching orders from the Most High, exactly. So hey man, that's a scary day, man, to fall into the hands of the Most High, man.
Pretty much, that's how the Lord used Satan, put Satan on David to do what he did.
So he could judge Israel.
Mm-hmm.
So he could put some heavy blows on Israel, because they was doing wicked, man. But you know, I mean, during the time of King David, I mean, they was, you know, that was a righteous kingdom, but you still have certain men going off, come up against King David, the Most High's anointed. So that's why maybe the Most High did that. All the wicked men.
Satan could.
Yeah.
Satan could jump on the man of the Lord.
Yeah.
Because he did it again when David was Peter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he could jump on your mind, he could attack your mind.
Yeah.
That's why you gotta go to the Lord.
Yeah, because you know, back then, even during the time of the kings of Persia, they was going up against the Grecians. You know, once I say he's working on the kings of Persia mind. Remember? He's working on their mind, and he's working, but their mind was strong. That's why he ain't come to you know, it was Ezra. He didn't come to speak to Ezra because one of the angels, because he was working on the minds of the kings of the Persians.
Yeah, it was
It was Ezra.
Speak about the Prince of Persia. The Prince of Persia, that was actually like a spirit that was over Persia. Okay, you know, the Most High have like the Most High, like Most High uses like the spirits is always active, right? The Most High, you know, he's on the throne. You know, the Most High doesn't physically do that.
No,
Like the
he-
scriptures say, he set up one, put it down one, set up another. The Most High does that, but in action is angelic forces who bring
That's
things
right.
into place.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Right.
He delegates.
Yeah, that delegates.
But I know one thing.
Yeah, the Prince of Persia, when it says the Prince of Persia that was preventing the angel to come to Daniel, that was like an actual spirit, you know, striving against.
I think that was
angel.
Esdras.
Okay, Ezra. That's what you talking about, Ezra.
That could be Esdras or Daniel.
Daniel is in the chapter, is in book of Daniel. That's
Okay. Salaki.
No.
So yeah. So hey man. So Most High, you know, work on these kings' hearts, make them do things. That's why Donald Trump is doing what he's doing right now in over in Levant, over with the Iranian war. And now he's regretting because every ally is come up against him. Now Japan is they're allowed to go through the Straits of Hormuz, but they traded in Chinese yuan. They're not using American currency, and America can't. They still blocked. They can't go through there. Israel can't go through there. Now they're trying to delegate and get and try to use, you know, one of their allies that's able to go through there to get oil. But nah, it's not happening. They ain't stupid, man. The Iranians ain't stupid.
Well, Salaki, brother, I don't mean to correct you or anything, but the U.S. don't have to worry about oil coming out the strait.
Because
That's an Israeli nation. It's like the UAE, for example, and you mentioned Israel. You got to remember that the United States, this whole crisis thing with oil, it really benefits the United States, not Israel. Because why? The United States is an overall exporter of oil. I believe like the number one in the world.
Yeah.
So the reason that they say, oh, we need this oil, is because they use it as a guise, like to say we got to get in there to get oil, but really they're just doing it at the behest of Israel. The United States is not a country that is suffering from oil,
Yeah, because
but
they
the
got
EU
oil.
nations are. They're very dependent on it from Russia, from these different and different parts of the straits, and also Asian countries like China. China and Russia plays a major part of what's happening over there because that energy situation is big for them. But for America itself, this country, they sell oil.
Yeah, because they Texas, you know, certain parts of not Texas is an oil state. That's why you got the Texas. Then you got I think you got certain parts of Mexico. They got oil. You know, so you got oil. So they got a good refinery. They export it, but they just can't. And they refine it too.
I think you could look it up too. Like you could look up which country provides the most oil. I think it should be America. At one point, it was when we was in 2019. It was the number one. When Biden came in and he went to alternative energy, it fell to number 4. But I believe it's back at number 1 now.
Okay, it could be. Okay, but you know, it is what it is. But one thing I know for certain. Now, these ships could pass through the Straits of Hormuz, but they got to use Chinese yuan.
Guess what now? Right, they just unsanctioned Iranian oil. You know, stop blessing to ease the oil market.
They unsanctioned Russian oil too.
Yeah, Russian oil too.
Iran is the second most sanctioned country, right behind North Korea.
And then you got the third most sanctioned country, which is Cuba.
Wow.
And now they're going after. Now they're saying Cuba's the next. Cuba's they pose no threat. Just like Iran never posed no threat. But now Iran is like, okay, it's not about a ceasefire. It's a reckoning. It's a revenge thing now. You killed their Ayatollah. You killed, and I found out that most of them women and children, most of them kids, was from the Revolutionary Guard Corps. That was their children.
Mm-hmm. Well, they killed the Ayatollah's wife and his children.
Yeah.
And injured him.
And his son is a quadriplegic. Not quadriplegic. He's a amputee. Now he's a gimp. You know. I ain't mean to call him a gimp, but you know.
People in Japan, Russia recently was making light of the situation with Pearl Harbor, but you know Pearl Harbor, which was an inside job, but that led to Japan being bombed, right? So now Trump was making light of the situation, and that played on Iran's situation exactly, the decision to jump at Iran. But that's going into the scripture where it speaks about these nations coming against America.
Another thing, they restricted Japan back in 1940. I think it was Roosevelt to the oil embargo on them. But they, you know, so that prompted them. that prompted him. I think he's looking it up. That prompted him the bomb Pearl Harbor. But it was all set up strategically so they could get into the war. See, wars are racket, and all wars are bankers' war. They at least wanted at that time wanted the Americans to enter that war. They entered to the war at the last stages of it, but they still entered the war nonetheless. Yeah.
It says President Franklin D. Roosevelt imposed a near total oil embargo on Japan in July 1941 by freezing Japanese assets in the U.S. in response to Japan's occupation of French Indochina. This action cut off roughly 94% of Japan's oil supply, threatening to paralyze its military and forcing Japan to either abandon its expansionist policies or seize oil fields in the Dutch East Indies, leading to the decision to attack Pearl Harbor.
Now he wanted to get also
The top 5 oil exporting countries.
Exporters, which is, I think,
I got something after that.
come. Why are you looking it up? If you can bring it up.
All right, this is I don't know if I spelled it wrong. I'm pronouncing it wrong. Zinhua Net. Yemen's Houthis.
Yeah, Houthis. Yeah.
Yemen's Houthis warn of blocking Bab el-Mandeb, the Bab el-Mandeb Strait in support of Iran.
Okay.
That's the Strait of Bab in Yemen. Yemen controls that.
Yeah.
Moscow, March 20. Zinhua, Yemen's Houthi movement is considering blocking the Bab el-Mandeb Strait to ships from aggressor countries against members of the so-called Axis of Resistance, RIA. Novisti reported on Friday. Now, this is what it's saying. It's saying
Yesterday.
it will only attack vessels belonging to states that carry out aggression against Iran, Lebanon, Palestine, and Iraq.
See, they getting together, man. They getting together. See, what's going to happen over there? It's going to become a regional war to a world war because they getting together over there and they come up against. They want America out. They said there's no negotiation. We want you out of here. What Iran is doing is trying to kick America out of the Middle East by attacking all their bases, which is in Saudi Arabia, which is in Syria, which is in I don't know if they got a base in Yemen, but wherever that base is held at over there in the Middle East, they bombing them, causing havoc and pain and stress and anguish on them nations that's allies with America, and that's why they want, and that's what it's forcing these nations like, yo, you know what, y'all gotta get out of here, y'all gotta leave, man. We don't want nothing to do with this war, you know. And Donald Trump is crying like a hoe now because he want a ceasefire, and the Iranians like, nah, we don't want no ceasefire, man. It's not about a war no more. It's about the reckoning. It's about revenge. Because what you have done, man. You're slaughtered. He said, how you said it? The Zionist regime that slaughtered women and children. That's what he said. The general for Iran. I was like, wow. The Zionist espionage regime that kills women and children. I told him, shit, yeah, brother.
So I got to make the distinction. When it comes to exporting oil, America is number 4. But when it comes to oil production, it's number 1. You know what I'm saying?
They got Texas. They got them big ass cocoon. They be refining. They refine oil and ship it out. But the number 1 refiner, I think it's either Russia or either Iran, because they got refineries over there that refine and make it to oil they can go into, because they got different oil. They got crude oil, and you got oil that can go into the car to move your car.
Yeah, so, and when it comes to like the production thing, it's not even like it's like close. Like, so United States is at 13,782, kind of funny, BBL per day.
Barrels per day, yeah.
Right? So, and then behind that is Russia with 10,000. Then Saudi Arabia with 9.9. Then Canada with 5.2. Then Iraq. Then China. Then Iran. So the thing with China is, yeah, they're producing, but their population is enormous, bro. Got billions.
Population is crazy. They need the second largest country. I think the first largest country is Iran, because they got over 90 million people, and they got a mountainous region that it's hard to, it's different sects that they have.
Yeah.
That they divided. So it's all Iran, but it's just spread out.
So China is number 6 in oil production, but number 34 in oil exploitation. So they need it. They need it more.
Because they keep on building shit. They need it.
They don't have it in excess.
And they also have strategic reserves because, they eventually plan on like energy crises. Them Chinese, they're smart, man. You know what I'm saying? Moab, they're very smart. So, they've been buying a lot of oil over the years, especially cheap oil from Iran and Russia, and they've been storing it. So now you have this whole energy crisis. It's affecting the whole world, but they have enough reserves to last them a good portion of time. Whereas you have certain countries where they only have a couple of days left before they ship break. So them Chinese, they Moab, they stay ahead, and they think they're gonna be up next, which is why you got Iran. They made it to where we need the yuan to buy oil. That's gonna prop up China a lot because a lot of countries they're gonna start transferring their money into the yuan.
And that's what's going to cause a crisis over here financially because they're not using the petrol. They banned the petrol dollar.
So that I want to clear something up about that whole thing with the petrodollar and BRICS and shit. So BRICS, if you understand like a bid and an ask, like a bid and ask spread, right? When the bid and ask spread is close, there's a lot of liquidity. If there's a high ask and a low bid, it's very low liquidity, right? Meaning what? Like you could buy something for $7, the moment you get it is $3. Okay? So that's what it's like when you trade in other currencies. So right now,
Slippage.
exactly, huge slippage. This is why it's advantageous for countries to use the dollar. BRICS wasn't set up to deviate from using the dollar. BRICS was set up to avoid sanctions because the United States dollar is over 50% of the world reserve currency, right? Like if you trade in dollars, you good. There's no exchange. It's very quick. If I trade in Chinese, if I trade in yuan, which has not much liquidity, it's like only 4% of the world's currency. You have to. It's more cost on you. You know what I'm saying? So this is what the United States leverage is. When they give you sanctions, like think about it like this, right? I'm gonna try to make it very simple, right? If you going back to Haiti, or I'm sending money to Jamaica, right? If I gotta send $100 US and they gotta turn it into Jamaican dollars, there's a huge fee right there on a MoneyGram or what have you. But if me and you use WhatsApp and we going dollar to dollar, there's nothing. There's a lot of liquidity there. You know what I'm saying? So that's just something I want to clear up. Like when we talk about transferring the world reserve currency, that's not something that could happen overnight. That thing takes very long. You got to think of it like this. Like, remember how we talked about that aircraft carrier, the large aircraft carrier? It doesn't turn like a speedboat. It turns so that's what it's like to try to switch from the United States dollar to like another. That's why these countries, like even India, which is a part of BRICS, they want to keep using dollars. They don't want to trade in what they have in there, the rubies or something like that. The ruble, something like that. They don't want to trade in that because that exchange fee is very, you know what I'm saying?
Well, when you go back to the Bretton Woods meeting, when after World War II, when Great Britain lost their world reserve status as the superpower it has, because
right. But how long ago was that?
The Bretton Woods meetings happened like after World War II.
Right, and guess what? That currency.
That happened right. That should happen like basically overnight.
Right, but I'm saying that currency, the pound is still the 20th largest currency used, right behind. That's what I'm saying. Like to adopt a world reserve currency takes a very long time. That's why. So the point of BRICS is a payment system. Think of BRICS like Zelle, right? Like if you put a sanction on my WhatsApp, or Cash App, or you put a sanction on my Zelle, I'm gonna say, damn, can I use another alternative thing to exchange and thing to deviate that? That's what BRICS is. You know what I'm saying? The whole like BRICS actual currency. I mean, it looks pretty, but really they set it up to try to circumvent those sanctions.
And also, BRICS currency is backed by gold. The United States currency is not backed by anything. It's backed by oil. But when the oil markets go down, see, they can manipulate gold and it fluctuates, but eventually gold gonna be king. It's gonna be gold and silver is gonna be king. So that's what they traded. They traded in gold.
The United States, the dollar is what it is because it's backed by the United States. That's the largest military, the largest economy. There's a reason. All right, think about it like this, right? Before we say the dollar isn't backed by anything.
It's backed by the U.S. military.
But I'm saying if it's not backed by nothing, you don't drive around throwing $1,000 out your car, right? Why? Because it's backed by labor. You still have to work for it. You still have to, you know what I'm saying? So it is declining, but relative to the world, it's still a very powerful currency. You know what I'm saying?
It's backed by the military, and what they do is the military, if they were sending economic hitmen to disrupt a country that's going, that don't want to change, exchanging dollars anymore, like they did to Gaddafi. See, what they do is they're going in. They were sending military hitmen, not military hitmen, economic hitmen. If that don't work, they're sending their jack. If that don't work, then they bring in the military. To put you in your place, to overthrow you, to put a puppet government that's going to continue to use the petrodollar. Let's get some scriptures.
This is Revelation chapter 6, verse, start at 5. It says, and when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou heard not the oil and the wine.
The oil and the wine is this truth. But the rest of that stuff, like, the different currencies out here that's going on right now, we see right now with these how they call it? It's called financial wars at first, what they do. And then, because they start attacking your currencies. And then after that, they would attack other things. Then after that, they would go to war. So that's what's going on right now. That's what it's going into. How everything, the dollar's not really worth anything, and all these different dollars, these different currencies, it's like a currency war. It's like how can I say it? What you call it, like
Trade war, currency war.
What you call that again? It's
Biggest war?
No, biggest, not biggest war. But it's like a it's like sanctions or nah. But the currency is not worth anything much with inflation with these different currencies, it takes more to spend. It takes more to get. I'm saying, if you want this, let's say you want this loaf of bread, it may take more to get it.
In the late 1920s, early 1930s, your monthly rent was $27.
Yeah.
Saying?
And I was listening to I like to listen to mob votes, right? And Charlie Lucky Luciano gave this guy a job paying him $30 a week.
It's a lot at that time.
Yeah, he was like, he appreciated it. He's able to save money for school. $30 a week? Come on, man. Back then, the money was the value of the money was different.
Yeah.
Throughout the years, the money has been devalued because what Esau does, he got a system called the Babylonian money magic system, going back to ancient Babylon, where they printed money out of thin air. It wasn't backed by anything. So that's what America do. They got the printing machine that the more money they put out there, the less the more it get devalued.
So what America's been doing, very unique. Most countries doing what America would doing now would have collapsed already. The reason America is able to still continue is because it goes back to them being the world reserve. When they print excess amount of money, like inflation, you're pumping out a balloon, what America does is you let a little air out of the balloon in the form of issuing out dollars throughout the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
People buying your bonds, your treasury bonds.
Yeah. The U.S. debt is the #1 debt in the world, U.S. treasuries. That's what countries go to. Why?
They buy all the treasuries of the United States.
They buy U.S. Treasury bonds because America's the only country. Well, I don't know if it's the only, but one of the few countries, to my knowledge, that never defaulted. I'm saying so.
They're about to be a big default.
Yeah. Well, that could be a a catalyst into getting into a new world system.
They doing this on purpose, man. They want to collapse the system. They doing this on purpose. Yeah, you got something?
Yeah, it was the same thing.
They already got people eased into crypto.
Yeah. Plus, it's more is beating the economy because Trump, you see, he's already asking for an extra $200 billion. You know, and they said that the U.S. is already spending like close to $10 billion per year or something like that.
But you gotta understand something.
These niggas bleeding them. They bleeding them. They see blood in the water.
That's what you gotta understand.
It's an ancient world siege.
That's their strategy. They said they not. It's not about no ceasefire. They're not trying to win. They know they can't out. You know they can't outmaneuver and beat their air force or beat their military. It's about bleeding them dry. It's about bleeding them.
Playing chess, bro. They're playing chess.
Yeah, it's about bleeding America, making the war too expensive for them.
America playing Connect 4.
and think about this too. Like America couldn't even take Afghanistan.
They couldn't even take. Yeah.
No, neither could Russia. So, it really goes to what the Lord says. Like He's really going to determine who wins the battle because it's not the mightiest that always gets it.
Most of the battle, and they couldn't even defeat the Houthis. The Houthis ran them out of the Red Sea.
Yeah,
ran them out of them. Get the hell out of here, man.
If it was a straight up like your guns against my guns, America would stomp them out. But the strat, you got to use strat.
They was using boats and drones and everything. You got unmanned boats. That's what's killing helping kill the Navy of America because they got them drone boats and they got missiles on them and they got Gatling guns on them. So you could be somewhere in a dungeon somewhere and shooting at that shit. You know what I mean? Like a video game.
Yeah. Well, you have your S-300 come out of a base, shoot anti-defenses, and then just keep it moving.
Because everything is mobile. So
and by the time you're trying to track the location, you're too busy doing maneuvers in the air trying to save your ass.
And you can't see them boats. Picture, you remember Bad Boys 2 when they was smuggling out them drugs and them speedboats was blending in with the water at night? You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure they.
I know exactly what you're talking about. You got to know another thing they do. They got these underground bases, right? Deep underground. They can't find them, and how they move, how they maneuvering. It's so sweet how Iran is moving because they're shooting a hypersonic missile at this location. Move the goddamn mobile device somewhere else. They're coming and boom, trying to bunker bust that. That shit, you hear nothing. And then they took another shoot from this area and move somewhere else, and another bunker buster. Boom, and you hitting nothing.
Check this out too. This is what Iran is doing to get a control of the airspace. They will shoot subsonic heat-sinking missiles, and you know what these missiles do? They just go in a figure eight. They just in the air, just doing a figure eight.
It's called dancing missiles. It's called dancing ballistic missiles.
It's just in the so this missile's in the air. It just keeps doing it figure eight. As soon as it gets locked onto a heat target, it goes.
They call it. I forgot the name of the
Yo, watch the video I put in the cam chat. They talk about it.
Yeah, it's called. I forgot the name of the missile. It starts with an S. But yeah, that could be that. And then it says that, AKA the dancing missile.
It's a heat seeker. It's just in the sky. That shows you that these missiles are really like army men. Like that's just like patrolling. And as soon as it locked onto, well, I don't know if that particular missile, but one of the heat seekers locked onto an F-35.
And boom.
It didn't hit it directly. What happened was the F-35, the maneuvers, shot out flares, and the shrapnel from the flares and the missile hit the F-35. It was still able to land, but it took some damage. It took it out the sky, which is effectively the same thing. Whether you blow it up or it lands, you still took it out the side.
And that's what they're bragging about. Oh, we the first country that ever took down an F-35. And they gloat over that.
These countries are having their way with the harlot, man.
My thing is, Jeremiah 50:9, that assembly of great nations. They're choosing their sides, man. That assembly of great nations. They're coming together, and Pakistan told Iran, if Israel use a nuke, we're going to nuke them for you. I'm like, wow. All this is coming out, but you don't hear this on the mainstream media. You got to go to George Napolitano. You got to go to Dialogue Works. You got to go to different transgender. You got to go to different alternative news outlets that's giving you viable information. That's not lying to you because Then Kim Jong-un said that, oh, they hit one of Israel hit the North Korean embassy in Iran, and now that got them up in arms now. They got Kim Jong-un up in arms now. Now they sending more weaponry to see, that's sustaining Iran.
Yeah.
It took 20 years, and that's what gave them an upper hand. 20 years in building stockpiles of missiles and drones in them drone boats, and plus they're getting stockpiles of information, stockpiles of weaponry, and satellite information and satellite technology from China and Russia.
You know what, too? It's like they're fighting a cheaper war. You know,
Yeah.
the fact that the United States is so advanced is kind of being a stumbling block to them, because Iran is shooting out using $20,000 drones, and they're using $1.5 million Tomahawk missiles. And these missiles aren't like bullets, like, yo, they're just on an assembly line somewhere. These things takes 2 years to make. The preparations, all that. So you could probably get like 500 in a year or two. You know what I'm saying?
You know another thing that Iran was doing? Using their old missiles from 15, 20 years ago that they had stockpiles of it. Old missiles that they built when they was preparing for this war with America. They said, we knew it was coming. We just said, no way. We just kept on preparing. So they're using drones and old missiles from 10, 15 years ago, 12 years ago. And now they're starting to bring out they modern day shit. You know what I'm saying? They're hitting and destroying craters. They Gabul air base in Israel. Destroyed, flat, man.
Well, all those countries they attacked, all those Middle Eastern countries they attacked Iran in some form of way via proxy, because they have military bases there, staged.
And another thing, the airport, there's only one major airport, Abu Ghraib Airport. That's what I think I'm calling it the correct way in Israel. It's got 15 wild craters, mad craters, and they can't have nothing coming in or going out because the airport is demolished. Planes, over 70 planes, and military planes and cargo planes was destroyed. 85 people got killed. They just bombed them. I mean, heavy bombing. Once they bombed the oil fields over there in Iran, they came back heavy on them and destroyed their only means of traveling.
Yeah, because you see I see videos earlier of Amalek fleeing out the land, and they're rushing to get on boats because they can't take planes to get out the country. They're taking boats to go to Cyprus to get away from the land, and you got a lot of them going in the mountains, fleeing through the mountains, and also they can't, just get in the airport and just, hop out of Israel.
It ain't happening no more. They trapped. You got this chick crying. They've been over this since the war started. These two black chicks that took the trip that Dubai probably get shitted on, do all kind of wicked shit over there. They went on for vacation. Now they stuck over there crying on TikTok, begging people, to support them and send them a GoFundMe and all that so they can get out of here. They don't waste their exhausted their money trying to get different planes, go to different airports, and they all suspended them. They'll buy the plane, then when they try to get out there, there's no flights. So they ain't getting no refunds, so they're losing their money. So now they can set up a GoFundMe crying and everything, boo-hooing. You shouldn't went out there to get shitted on.
Yeah, and then it's Saint in the sinner,
Right.
yo. You came against Israel.
That's what they went
This
out there
what
for.
happens, the Saint in the sinner. You came against Israel, and look what happened to you. I think you still stuck over there, and you say your brother's in the military. You know what I mean? You can't come against Israel, man. I'm talking about Israelites. You can't go against the Lord's people, the Lord's ways, and then think your ass is not gonna get spanked by the angels, man. You trapped over there. You should have been watching the apostles when they gave orders of brothers not going out of the country. But see, scoffers don't listen to everything. Because they said, do not go out, don't be leaving the country and going out. When orders is given out, listen, it works to my benefit.
But they're not going to listen because you know why? They look at the apostles with disdainment. They look at us with disdainment, so they ain't going to listen to us. We look like them, so plus they don't like how we speak, our doctrine, and they totally against the Most High.
But you gotta hear boom.
So now you over there. Now she crying everything. Trying to set up a GoFundMe to get money.
God, nerve damage.
They exhausted all their resources because they got paid probably $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 so they could puke and piss on them and just totally degrade them. And now they exhausted all that shit. You gotta live out there. You ain't got no job. You gotta live. You gotta eat.
Stay your ass home. That's what happened. Dare you 4:17. This matters by the decree of the watchers. and to demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men,
That's right.
and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men.
That's right. The angels are the watchers, man. The holy ones are the men that's out here pushing this work, man. You know, so, and the basis of men that's being set up right now is Esau and Edom. He's a ruler. He's in rulership. Job 9:24. The earth is given to the hands of the wicked. Malachi 1:4. Esau is the wicked. There's no other way around that. It started with the top wicked, the worst of the heathen. It's Amalek. Look what they're doing over there, man. And all this shit is coming out about the Zionist, Spain, regime. How they kill babies, eat babies, how they drink blood. All this shit is coming out. So it's shameful spewing on all your glory, Esau. Your leg, that skirt is being lifted up, and you see your thigh, everything. You see your butt cheeks, everything.
Yeah.
You've been exposed for the demon that you are, man.
Slip showing.
More than a slip.
More than a slip.
Donald Trump is getting caught in constant lies. You're a habitual liar, man. You're getting caught in constant lies. Oh, you're gonna say that? Now, you tell me how do Iran has a goddamn Tomahawk missile? He said Iran. He said we sent our missiles to everybody. Iran shot that, killed them babies, shot their own school with a Tomahawk missile. And then you had Larry C. Johnson, slowed the video down and showed that it was a Tomahawk cruise missile with the USA on it.
Damn.
Because you got every missile they got their logo on it. It was from that's how you can identify the missile. If it's from Israel, you're gonna have the Star of David on it. If it's from Iran, you're gonna have their flag on it. If it's from Russia, you're gonna have their flag on it. Whatever logo they have. And you see it slowed down. It had Tomahawk, the hawk like they got it from Tomahawk from the Gadites, the Tomahawk weapon, they had that logo on it and it's USA. Come on. And the word Tomahawk under there. Larry Johnson slowed the shit down. And he showed it on YouTube. Do you watch George Napolitano? Do you watch
No.
Oh, you should subscribe to because they have all kind of Cardinals on there, Colin McGregor, they have all kind of people on there, prominent people. What's his name again? Gerald Celente, everybody. But he slowed it down. What's his name again? I mentioned Larry Johnson, McGregor, all ex-CIA agents. On it.
So what else, man?
Yo, bro. He was looking at us when he bumped his leg with that shit.
That shit hurt, right?
Yeah, you know it hurt.
Funny mode on that shit. Yo, could I tell you?
So-
Tell him what happened. You told him.
Yeah, I told you. So Larry C. Johnson slowed down the video, and he was looking at me while I'm talking. Boom.
That shit is iron,
That shit
right?
hurt it. I know it hurt it. That's why he looked at me again when I started laughing.
That shit hurt, yo. I got Joel.
was more scared than her.
I got Joel. I
She
said
was
what
even
up? I got Joel 3 and 10.
Yeah, bring it
Now
out.
this Joel 3 and 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I am strong.
These weak nations like Iran is not really weak. Contrary to you believe, they're not weak.
Hell no.
They showing you their military might and they got how they did it. They do missiles, drones, and them drone boats. And how they have everything.
Land, sea, and air.
Yeah, and seeing it and how they have everything spread out. And they're using mobile things deeper, and they can't find them because once they shoot off a missile from out of the ground, out of the desert, they move it. So
Mainly sea and air. I'm sorry, it's land and sea, not so
Yeah.
much air.
yeah, because they don't have an air force.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
They don't
like
really have a proper air force. They use a lot of drones, and they was coming out that whatever they have, they have a coast guard. They don't have a navy. They have a coast guard. They have a lot of speedboats with guns on it. They was coming out, and it was showing how they did that. They built that like that because for a particular reason. Because they use a lot of shit at night. They come at night. They come attack you at night on and destroy you. Right? Did they hit the fort? They did that at night. In the dead of night. Yeah, bro, check it out.
It's Isaiah 14:9. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even the chief ones of the earth, and have raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations.
All the kings of the nations, they're coming to get you, Esau. Hell was moved from beneath to bring your ass down to the grave, man. You going down. Your military is being exposed. Your military is being exposed.
No,
You know, the leadership is weak and spineless. The president hands is gonna wax feeble, which means weak. You weak. Now you secretly negotiating for a ceasefire. They don't want it. They're telling you, nah, it's not about a ceasefire, it's about the reckoning. We want your ass. Donald Trump is getting his ass handed to him over in the Middle East by an ancient country. This country been around for over 2,400 years, and here you've been around for 250 years. You think you're gonna take these people out, man? It's not gonna happen.
Bro, to check that.
Can't
Ass
cash.
can't cash. This is the difference. Persia or Iran been around. They just changed their name in the 30s, 1935, something like that, around that time. They've been around for 2,400 years. You only been around for 250 years. The combine both of you, Israel been around for 70 years. So that's 320 years against 2,500 years plus.
They thought they were gonna be over with this in 4 days.
That's
the plan
what
was to let's chop the head off.
Yeah.
Take out the Ayatollah, because the Ayatollah, the supreme leader of Iran, controls the IGRC, the military, not the president of Iran. The president of Iran controls the stuff with the economy. So they was like, we're gonna take out him, take out all their scientists, take out their top generals. That should quell it. We're gonna put our guys in. It's gonna take us 4 days. And
Bro, they had
but
this.
the Iranians, they set up a system to where if you take out the heads, there's so many people set up down the line that's gonna keep this thing going.
It was one IGC that was working with the Mossad, and
Oh wow.
they was going to overthrow and put him in charge as the puppet leader. Guess what happened to him?
They killed his ass?
He got whacked out.
The Shah
his
or-
ass. He was a military general that was going to take the place of that's why they was killing all the
He was a Mossad asset.
He was a Mossad asset, and what happened was he was going to be the puppet that they gonna put into place.
That shit happened. Watch that movie Spy with with Sacha Baron Cohen. He's playing somebody named, I believe, Eli Cohen or whatever. But he did the same shit. He went he's a real person. It's a documentary. It's like a movie based on real events. He went deep undercover in the Syrian military, and that motherfucker rose all the way up, bro, to the point where the top dude in Syria was about to make him. And this was during the 6-day Syrian war thing.
Yeah.
He was gonna make him the top general. You know who caught his ass? The Russians. The Russians helped the Syrians catch him. They caught that nigga, sent him back. He was doing a lot of Morse codes. You see the Russians picking it up. They got him, went to the apartment, they hanged that nigga.
Yeah,
they put like a message on him.
Yeah.
You can see a real life picture of him. They got him hanged. They put a message. I forgot what they wrote and shit, but
That's
pretty.
They made a movie about
That's what
that.
happened to
Yeah,
this dude.
yeah.
He was a Mossad agent, but he was one of the top generals in the IGC military.
Right, because they have crypto Jews. You have crypto Jews that look just like the Iranians. You have crypto Jews that look just like the Syrians of these different nations, and
they'll Arab Nazis.
and they'll go in your country and pose as, like the guy did. He posed as a multi-billionaire, trying to help the country out and shit like that. And he was literally giving the country money and helping out the military, but he wasn't really. I'll give you one thing he did. The military was hot, right? He said, okay, I'm gonna use my money, and bought them all trees for shade. But really, that was so the Mossad could spot where the fuck they were hiding.
And you know the crazy thing, bro? You know the crazy thing?
Yeah.
This dude, he was supposed to be the replacement of the Ayatollah and the top general. He was going to be there to be the puppet ruler in Iran for United States and for Israel.
Wow,
But they found that shit out and they whacked his ass out.
that's crazy. That's the Lord right there.
They the Mossad.
The Mossad caught him because he was about to let us be the head, one of the top guys over there.
He was going to be the top guy to be the puppet for the Mossad and for the Israeli government right on America, so they could take over the oil fields in Iran and take over everything. But he was going to be the puppet ruler. But once they got whipped to that shit, because once they started whacking off, how you know where these people was at? They was
Right.
out of that.
How you know? They gotta be a mole.
How did yeah, exactly. How did the Israeli know where to strike? The Israeli knows where to strike and what the Americans where to strike. And you killed all them generals, so it had to be a mole. Like you said, it's a rat. I smell a rat.
Got him.
And they got him and they hung him.
Got him.
Hung him they hung him and they mutilated him. From what I've heard from different generals that come on the show.
They chopped his balls off and let him bleed out?
I don't know what they did, but they say they didn't get into detail. They said they hung him. They hung him. He had multiple gunshot wounds in his body. So
Because he said mutilated, that's why.
they didn't mutilate him. So I don't know what they did. They probably did that shit. You know how they already they stuck the shit up this dude's ass, Gaddafi's ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did that with a knife.
With a knife, with a sword. They stabbed him in his ass. They sodomized him with a sword. That's mutilation.
Yo, Ishmael get down crazy, bro.
That was the American government that did that to him. That's what Hillary Clinton said. We came, we saw, and we came because it's an old thing. We came, we saw, we conquered. She said we came, we saw, he died.
Hey, Shemai one. What's that general name? 1952,
Abdul Nasser.
Abdul Gamal Nasser.
Yeah.
Guess what? His
Gamal
daughter.
Nasser, yeah.
Yep, Gamal Nasser, the one that said we'll never respect the Jews in this land because they left black, came back white. His daughter married a Mossad asset. Because remember, Egypt was going against Israel. He hated them, and he didn't even know this was a Mossad asset. And the guy didn't admit it until like 30 years later. So that's how they get up in your thing. They infiltrate your whole shit. Saying?
And then another thing, you got some more?
Yeah, I just finished these 2 verses out. Cool, I'll finish out. But after you finish this, Isaiah 14 and 10. But it's last verse. Isaiah 14 and 10. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us?
Because all these nations that ruled, they had their time to rule and they fell. And it's a time for America to fall. America's only been the average country, the average empire only lasts for 250 years. You know? And before they fall. And this is the year 250 for America. So what I wanted to say was you had this general, the top general, that's the spokesman for the Israeli, not the Israeli, the IGC army. Yeah, the army. He's saying that we not here. It's not. We can't go up against their military. What we're going to do? We're going to decapitate them financially. We're going to bleed them out. We're going to make them fall to their knees. The Israeli government. And another thing he's saying, we're going to bomb Israel because they can't protect them. They ain't got no satellites no more. They can't protect them. They ain't got no more service to air missiles, knock out our missiles. We're going to bomb them until these people stop fleeing and become refugees in other countries. And we're going to do away with Israel. That's what he said, but it ain't going to happen because the Most High is going to not allow that to happen because Israel's going to be destroyed. Before Israel let that happen, they're going to shoot missiles, man. They ain't going to let that happen.
Right.
They're going to shoot nukes. They ain't going to let that happen. I doubt they're going to let that happen, man. Yeah,
This is
I'm going to get my
this is Habakkuk chapter 2. I'm gonna just start at 3.
Get your jacket when you come back. Switch with Zahab.
All right. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie."
Yeah, that's right. So the vision is yet for an appointed time. And the vision is what? The vision of the end. The vision of destruction. The vision of salvation. Right? So it says the vision is for an appointed time. And when we go through these other scriptures, it describes what the vision is about. Matthew the 24th chapter, it describes what? Wars and rumors of wars, earthquakes in diverse places, right? Famines, pestilences. These things are taking place as we speak, right? So the vision is for an appointed time. The time is right now, right? At the end it shall speak and not lie. At the end, no scripture say what? Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So we're at the end of the world, the end of this age, the age of the Gentiles ruling this planet, right?
It says, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry.
Yeah, that's right. Because at one point, the vision was tarrying. You know, it was taking a while for different things to take place. But now we're at a point where everything is happening on a daily basis. Matter of fact, you know, you wake up to certain news, and by the time nighttime comes, shit's already on a different level, man. You know, it's to the point where if you if you got the news from like a day or two ago, that's old news.
How you say that? You miss a day, you
You miss a lot.
Yeah,
You miss a
that's
day,
what
you
it
miss
is.
a lot, man.
Yeah.
You know, and what's that saying? There's weeks where nothing happened or something like that, and there's days where weeks happen, where years happen, and certain days. So we're in that time now. It's only been what, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and look how much damage has been done. Look at the point that we're at now. That gas done went up already, what, like $2, right? And it's gonna keep going up. We haven't even been a month in it.
You got your scriptures? You got a Bible?
Oh, the actual Bible?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It says,
Oh,
behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
yeah, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. That's Esau Edom, the so-called white man. You know, he has a prideful spirit, right? His soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. And Trump is the perfect example of that. You know, their soul being lifted up. You know, he's a prideful devil, man. Talking about, you know, only his own morality can stop him. You know, like when you look at Trump's speeches, this man fits, he embodies the scripture, right? His soul which is lifted up is not upright. And what is he into? Look at the Epstein files, right? Pedophilia, all types of freak, devious shit. That's the type of shit these devils are on, man.
Yeah, in these last couple of weeks, hey, the PR for the so-called small hats and the white man has tanked. It's like you just say like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You see it on the comments. You know, at one point they used to say, oh, you can't say this, anti-Semi and all of that. Oh, you see the comments on all these things, hey, they flaming them. Nah, we don't fucking,
the whole world.
Yep, the whole world. The whole world. They just did a documentary in Jersey, upstate, how they're using all the funds. They bleeding all the public funds and transferring to their schools and their system and all of that, man. I said, damn, all of this come out at the same time, so the whole world don't even fuck with them right now.
Right.
Yeah. Scripture said to Esau, I made you small among the heathen and greatly despised.
Right.
The whole world hates them now, man. Like you said, you see the comments, the different videos being posted about them. You know, everybody's on the ass, man.
Bro, you seen the thing they talking about goy? They say, oh, what's up, my goy? They switch the whole word. I say, yo, bro, what's going on right now, man? It's a beautiful thing, man.
Yo, bro, I was in Jersey in a very acidic area, acidic Jews, and I was on the elevator with me, my wife, and my daughter, and this little acidic Jew girl, the way she was looking at my daughter, like just disgust, you know what I'm saying? Which I don't got nothing against that. But, you know, these people are beneath me. Nothing wrong with that mentality, but it shows you that they have that. They look at you like what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Kind of how I'm looking like at them, but I don't show it. You know what I'm saying?
It says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith.
Yeah, the just shall live by faith, and that's all we got. Look at all the things that's happening, you know, in the world with this administration. Hey, man, faith is all we got. We can't protect ourselves against, you know, the weaponry of the so-called white man. You know, we can't defend ourselves against these false accusations that they're gonna bring up against us, right? They're gonna have you know, AI to help them out, you know, showing different videos of us doing different things that we haven't done, putting terrorist labels on us, right? We can't defend ourselves against that, right? So all we have is the faith in Yahweh Shema Shah, that the Lord is gonna be the one to take us through these things, to take us through the famine, through these wars, through these different trials and tribulations, you know? We can't do it on our own. We need Yahweh Shema Shah.
It says, yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keep it at home,
Yeah, he's a problem and need to keep it at home. Look at the history of the so-called white man, and just look at the history of Trump. You know, he want to go up in Venezuela, snatch up Maduro, kidnap their president. You know, he want to drop bombs on different countries, drop bombs on Nigeria. You know, he's over there in Ecuador. He want to go to Mexico. He said he want to invade Colombia. He about to take over Cuba. He wants to take over Greenland. You know what I'm saying? And this is just less than a year, right?
That's how the Greeks were.
Yeah, that's how the Greeks were. The Greeks, the Romans, that's the spirit of the Edomite. You know, he's a vagabond, a fugitive and a vagabond.
People speak about him enlarging what's not his.
Yeah. But, as a matter of fact, I think he goes into that.
There's another one too. All right. It says, he's a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death.
Yeah, the scriptures tell you about things that's not satisfied. A woman that's bearing her womb, and also hell, which is the grave. Because, you know, the ground is always going to have bodies that gets laid in, right, forever. You know, people always dying, right? So it says Esau is as death and is as hell. That means what? He's never satisfied, just like the ground, just like the grave. It's always going to take bodies. That's the Edomite for you. Even though they have all the world's resources, all the world's wealth, they still want more. They still want Iran. They want Venezuela's oil. Like we were going into, America's the top producing oil country. But they want Venezuela's oil, they want Iran's oil. Because what? It's all about control with these devils,
Yo,
man.
this thing is like a spoiled child. You know, a child, you know, they got like mad toys. Like, you might have some toys. This thing,
Yeah.
your parents say, yo, share. This nigga don't want to share nothing,
Nah.
bro.
As a matter of fact, he wants your shit.
He want your
He
shit.
wants your shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Mine, it was yours.
Yeah, what's mine is mine, and what's yours is mine.
God damn.
You know? Esau, hey, he wants that blessing to the full. You know,
Right.
the scriptures say he's gonna have the fatness of the earth. You know what I'm saying? He wants that to the fullest. So, you know, Ishmael, you got your blessing, I need that too. You know what I'm saying? Whoever, man, whatever you got, Esau needs that. Right? He doesn't need it. he wanted it. He's a covetous man. Right? The scriptures talk about the thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. That's the nature of this devil, man. That's why these nations, you know, now that, you know, they're shocked, they're surprised at Israel's behavior, at America's behavior, like, oh, like this is how the so-called white man has always been. You know? Like what are we talking about here? Just look at the history of America. They act like this is something new. Like, oh wow, America's just gonna, just attack a country. This is a war of choice. This is, you know, this is not a, you know, we were in attack first. This is not the first time America's done this. You know? Just look at America has been in hundreds of different wars, whether it be directly or indirectly. Which indirectly, that's them still funding this shit. You know what I'm saying? CIA and all of that. The Mossad, you can call that America too. They're one and the same, Israel and America, man. America is Israel's investment, right? The slave owners, what were they? Amalekites, right? The bankers, the ones that established the banks, they were all Amalekites. So America is their investment. This is why people are like, yo, how is it possible Israel's supposed to be America's proxy? How is it that this small country controls? Because this is their investment. This is their country. America belongs to Amalek, right? The bankers, they're all Amalekites. The stock, those company owners, BlackRock, the Vanguard, you know, all of them, they're all Amalekites, man.
What the so-called Jew does is they get control of the donors. Because Epstein, he wasn't really so much into politicians. He was into getting honey traps from the donor class. You control the donor class, you control the politician.
Yeah. Right.
Says, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
He cannot be satisfied, man. Right? He spent centuries pillaging the earth, and he's still not done. There's still a work in process to him. Like, this is not done. You know? He He wants the world until it's over. Right? Until he destroys everything. If he can't have it, then nobody will. That's the mindset of this devil, man. Right? That's why now he's crashing out. He's crashing out. Trump is crashing out.
They want Mars.
right.
Nigga want Mars.
Isn't enough.
I remember they wanted to shoot rockets to the moon and all type of shit.
Yeah, want to blow up the moon just to see
Just
what
to
happens.
see.
Just to see. Like, what is wrong with you, man? That's why. This is why the Lord is going to give us the controller, man. You don't know what you're doing, man. You don't know. You're playing the game. You know, nigga just. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what,
hitting all the
give me
buttons.
that. You don't know what the fuck you're doing, man. Right? This is why the Lord is systematically bringing this place down, man. And I'm so happy, man. I've been so joyous, right? Whatever is going on in our lives, you know, brothers, we still happy. We still got a positive mindset. Why? Because we know this place is about to be destroyed, man. Right? This whole thing with the Strait of Hormuz, that's gonna bring about the place of the Most High, man. Right? Because another thing is, it's not only the oil, the fertilizer. The petrochemicals, a third of the fertilizer comes from over there. So they already warning of food shortages, man. The farmers wrote a letter to Trump, basically sent a warning of like coming food shortages because not only it costs them more for their equipment as far as like the tractors and stuff like that, because they got to spend more on diesel, they got to spend more on oil and different things. It costs them more for the fertilizer too. I think the fertilizer might have tripled or something in cost, or even more.
And Trump got to move fast because people basically what they're saying is this war is going to affect the midterms, right? Because so-called Republicans ran on a policy of no wars and cheap gas.
No wars. Yeah.
But you know, now with this particular move, they're saying like, yo, they might just go back to Democrat, which that's even worse.
Yeah.
So you fucked either way.
There's a lot of farmers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The farmers over here struggling. You know what I'm saying? They talking about importing beef from Argentina over here. Like, yo, bro, this man's really crashing out.
No.
It says, verse 6 on this last one, it says, shall not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay.
And that's what the nations are saying. You know, this man just over here, he just steals and pillages everything, man. And the nations, man, the whole world is watching this whole situation, man. They've seen how last year, how in the midst of negotiations, how they blew up Iran, dropped bombs on them, right? They've seen how in the midst of the second negotiations, how they did the same thing. And they know that it came out that Iran was making concessions to where they were willing to give up enrichment on their uranium and to actually ship out the uranium they have to Russia, as long as they lifted up the sanctions. So as soon as they heard that, America knew, because there's no other angle to attack them. Because you saying it's the nuclear, it's this, it's the, all right, cool. Let's give up the nukes. Now you gonna lift up the sanctions? Nah, just just drop bombs on them.
I'll let you know, it's like they negotiated in bad faith.
In bad faith.
It don't even fucking matter what you say. They already got their so-called plan, and they just going through with it anyway.
Exactly.
Wasn't Trump said Operation Midnight Hammer took out all of the Iranian nuclear. Ended up being too long.
Yeah.
Now you in there saying the same thing again. So it's like, well, you lying now, you lying in the past.
Yeah, you say you took out their nuclear operation, but your justification is they can't have nukes. I thought you said you took it out.
Right.
So which one is it? Oh, all right, so now it's, what? It's about the missiles. They can't have ballistic missiles. Oh. Like, come on. So you don't want them having any defenses at all.
They're gonna say, yo, they can't have no bullets.
Yeah, like,
They're gonna say that.
and then after that is, well, they were gonna attack Israel first, so we attacked them first. Like, man, this shit is a mess, man.
And the thing is too, they don't have the American people behind them because in 2003 the towers fell.
Yeah.
Right? So you had what's that guy, Pat Tillman. Remember the football player that left to join the military? That's how people were so passionate about what they saw. They were like, I'm gonna go fight for my. They thought they were doing a righteous cause.
Yeah.
Now with social media and everything coming out, it's very hard to conceal shit and do false flags. So the American people is not behind. You got these college students saying, "Fuck these Zionist people," that look like Edomites. So it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're having a hard time because they said right now they're having the highest record of military people leaving the military, deserting the military. Matter of fact, you got military personnel right now involved in the war with Iran. That was in those bases. They just walked off their bases like, fuck this shit, nigga. I signed up for a Hellcat. You know what I'm saying? I ain't signed up for no fucking drones.
And Trump is calling on the aid of these different nations, but the thought process is, why would I send in my own for Israel, to die for Israel? Because everybody's known who, like the real reason why they over there. It's not for the United States. It's not for no fucking oil. It's for Israel.
It's for Israel. Yep.
Yeah, this man, he didn't even get the blessing of Congress or nothing.
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying? This man just went in and did his own thing.
He just did his own thing. That's right. That's why now, like Sheldon was going into, they're having a hard time having the backing of the American people. That's why they're gonna have to eventually have a draft. You know what I'm saying?
If I could add to what the brother's going into, right? So the only so part of the reason why the American people is not backing up Trump now is because you gotta think about it. America been on fuckery for years, but it was never affecting the people. So now that it's affecting the people in your home, they're like, wait a minute, time out. No. But it's one thing to hate the so-called Negro, but now you want to send my son to die for those gutter rats over there? So now they start to see, like, you know, the hate is starting to be shifted towards Amalek now. You know, they still hate Negroes, but they're like, nah, we hate Amalek 1,000 times more because when we hated the Negroes, none of our kids died for them. You know? So and then what they also did is I'm not sure if the law went into effect yet, but it's gonna happen. So look, now they said if you're a US citizen or even like an immigrant, the moment you turn 18, you're automatically registered in the system to be a part of the selective service. So the fact that that's happening lets us also know, you know, because the apostles and elders and bishops have been preaching that a mandatory draft is going to come back out. So why would you automatically put it into law that once you turn 18, you're automatically already set up like, well, if we need you, then you got to come. You know? And then what a lot of people also don't realize is too, we're still in a partial government shutdown. Yeah, a lot of people know. So TSA is back to not getting work, not getting paid. You know, so we're still in a partial government shutdown, and now the people are suffering because they're like, yo, why am I going to the airport and the line reaches all the way outside? You know, a lot of government workers is pissed off because they're like, yo, I can't afford to pay none of my rent and I'm still coming to work. So the fuckery that Trump is doing, now that's starting to affect the people. Now they want to do some more deep diving to see all the bullshit that's going on. So, you know, America, they're turning against each other, right? Yeah, I wanted to bring this up because the brother also mentioned faith earlier. This is Hebrews 11:1. It says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. For by it the elders obtain a good report. You know? So it says faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. We can't physically see the kingdom, but we know through the scriptures, right? We know through the scriptures that the kingdom of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, it exists, it's real. So that's what we call ourselves the hopeful elect. Because we hope we're part of that great number that's going to inherit the kingdom and be a part of the first fruits, man. See? You can't hope for something that's physically in front of you. It's there. You can see it. You can touch it. Where's the hope in that, man? You know? And it says 4/8, the elders obtain a good report. That's why when you read in Sirach, the 2nd chapter, it says, look at the generation of old. Has ever any called upon the Lord and was confounded? No, man. Right? The apostles, the elders, and the forefathers, they have a good report with Yahweh Hashem outside. Because they never lost faith, man. Look at all the trials and tribulation the prophets gone through, man. Never lost faith, man. And that's why you gotta pray for the Lord to put that spirit upon you, because your worst nightmare is coming to pass, man. You know? That was it.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 1. It says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord.
Yeah, that's right. The words of prophecy. The word prophecy means to say before, right? And Jeremiah 28:8. Get that real quick, right? The word prophecy means to say before, and through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema, the Lord has raised up, our apostles, our leaders, to bring forth these mysteries, right? The mysteries of the scriptures, which is the prophecies, the knowledge of who the Israelites are, right? And many of the prophecies of the end, because before the Mosai brings judgment on the place, he always raises up prophets to give them warning, because the Mosai, he's not a wicked judge, right? He has to give you the warning so that way you can't say you didn't know. You know what I'm saying? He has to be justified in his judgment. So that's why he always sends his men out first.
This is Jeremiah 20, verse 8. Oh, 28? This is Jeremiah 28, verse 8. It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence.
That's right. Of war and of evil and of pestilence. That's the job of a prophet, man. And that's what we're prophesying. We're prophesying of what? World War III. We've been prophesying about that, starting with the apostles. Going all the way back to 34th Street. The signs about World War III, the signs about martial law, right? About the Arafati trip. Now we're seeing these things coming to life, coming to fruition. Now it's not so funny anymore, right? Remember niggas used to laugh, mock, and you know what I'm saying? Used to, being loud and obnoxious, right? Start, taking pictures of us, videos of us. These dumb niggas, man, you know what I'm saying? Mocking, right? Now it's not so funny anymore. Everything that we've been preaching, starting with the apostles, is coming to pass. World War III is in motion right now as we speak, right? World War III is in motion, man, and it's undeniable, right? You got all types of chariot sightings happening, right? They call them meteors. You seen them videos of Ohio and but all over the world, you're seeing more and more chariot sightings. Doing different maneuvers, exploding, shaking up whole cities, whole towns, right? That's the Lord, man. Go ahead. That was it, right?
Yeah. No, actually, one more. Verse 9. It says, the prophets which prophesied of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord Yahweh had truly sent him.
That's right. So the prophet that prophesied peace is going to be exposed as being a liar, and the real prophet is going to be exposed as being a true prophet. Right? Now we're seeing that amongst all the Israelite camps, GMS is the true prophet. Right? Now all of a sudden camps want to go into prophecies. You guys wasn't going into prophecies before that. Now they want to go into geopolitics now. When was you doing that? Now you got Nate, you know what I'm saying, going into digital currencies and, you know what I'm saying, going into things that you called us conspiracy nuts for. Now you're looking like the conspiracy nut, right? Don't listen to these conspiracy nuts.
you know what it is? The apostles and the bishops and the elders and the brothers on down has been pushing this word through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua so much that their congregation is like, yo,
Yeah.
the stuff they saying, they've been saying, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So now they starting to, you know, hear, like Nate, they starting to hear the whispers like, oh shit. Like, you know, like the congregation is starting to like wake
Yeah,
up.
see
So now I gotta, you know, get into the teachings of what the apostles been preaching, man. So they can't hide it. It's too out there.
Because you know what he wants to do is for when like the chip comes, he can say, "Oh, we've been talking about digital currency." Hey, brother, put up the video. What was that? 2021.
Yeah.
You know, and that's when they started going into that. Remember?
That's what
You
they
know
did
what I'm
about the
saying?
Maxine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's when they started going into these things. So now he has a track record now to say, "Oh, no, you can't say we ain't been going into these things." 'Cause look, the video from 2021, 2022, they was going into digital currencies. Bro, we've been talking about that, right? Like, just like they, yeah, man, like they did with Jacob's Trouble, right? He said it wasn't going to be no Jacob's Trouble, and then when now they starting to see Jacob's Trouble, you're like, I got, you know what I mean? I got to backtrack real quick. I got, you know what I'm saying? Now it's, I never said. If you listen to what I said, you moron.
Yo, recently he been saying, he said he don't know when World War III is gonna happen.
You said what?
You don't know when World War III is gonna happen.
You said you don't know?
Yeah, it's not. He said it's not gonna be now, but I don't know when.
Come on, man. So you're not no man knows the day or the hour, but we in that time. You know what I mean? Like you sounding sure, because what, you're not a prophet, man.
It's just more intense flock. World War III has been going on for years already. It's just getting more and more intense right now, to where it's like you cannot deny it. It's you can't. And the apostles been preaching about World War III before the YouTube era.
Yeah, and not just World War III. The apostles have been teaching that World War III was going to start between Israel and Iran. The apostles are the only ones that have been teaching that, right? The least of the flock breakdown, that's the apostles. The apostles been going into that, right? And now you see it. You know, you can't deny that the apostles are the prophets, man. Now GMS, man, we're the men of the Lord, man. Right?
It says, back in 2 Ezra 15, verse 3, it says, "Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee."
Yeah, their unbelief, right? Fear not the imaginations against thee. All that shit talking niggas was doing, you know, for years, right? If you listen to this, to what they're saying, if you really listen to it, it'll discourage you, right? That's why, like, you got to fortify your mind in these scriptures, man, because you know, look at the prophets of old. They dealt with the same things. Yahushua dealt with the same things. A hard-headed, wicked people, man. You know, they always came up against the prophets, against the men of the Lord. You know, so it's nothing new, right? It was mocking and scoffing. Now what? A lot of them are dead. You know, locked up. Look at Polite. He ain't seen no light. That nigga in solitary confinement. Put his ass in a dungeon. Right? That nigga not seeing no light. No time soon. You know? Here it is. The world is ending and your ass is locked up. You're done, man. Hey, the family's gonna start over in there first. Because as money's getting tighter, they're gonna start cutting a lot of government. The government gonna start cutting a lot of budgets, and one of them is gonna be the prison. So Polite ain't gonna be getting no food. Your food is gonna be your next door. You know what I'm saying? You're selling.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
As you mentioned earlier, hey, they just asking for another 200 billion.
200 billion.
Another 200 billion to shore up they you know,
They
to go
broke.
to war.
They broke,
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
You want 200 billion and you need help from other countries. He's asking for their navies to come and help open up the strait. They're like, yo, listen. They're like, yo, Trump, you said it's a simple task. You know, why can't you don't open it?
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's a simple task, but you know, you need a lot of ships and all of that, and this and that. You need a lot of ships, and you know, quite frankly, you basically said that the dudes, you know, riding the boat, how they don't got the cojones to pass through. Like, they just scared. You know, like it's just a light task. You know, they're just scared. Why don't he go over there?
Right.
Yeah, they gonna die.
They're gonna die.
That good reason to be scared. Like, what you mean?
Plain and simple. They're gonna die. You know what I mean?
It says, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
That's right. So all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. So all the, unbelievers that have passed by the camps, that have watched the different videos, that didn't believe, they've been marked for death, for judgment. And now the day of the judgment is coming to pass, man. A lot of scoffers gonna starve to death, right? And starvation and famine is a great way that the Lord uses to humble people, man. Sit your ass down, think about the shit that you've done. Because when you're hungry, what can you do? When you're going through starvation, you don't got enough calories to be moving around. So that's why you see them Hamites when they be starving. Them niggas just be on the floor, you be seeing flies all over their face. They can't even get the flies on, you know what I'm saying? That's how fucked up they are. You see flies all in their nose, all in their eyes and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they too weak. That's how the Lord is going to weaken Babylon, man. All these people, man. They're going to look like them third world countries, man. Right? Go ahead.
Lamentations 4:9, it says, they that be slain with the sword are better than they. No. It says, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger.
Yeah, so it's better for you to die, by getting stabbed, you know what I'm saying, by getting shot, by getting hit by a car, right? It's better to die any death where it's like, it's either quick or it's not prolonged. You know what I'm saying? You could die from a car accident, but it could take a day or two for you to die. Well, guess what? That's better than dying by starvation. Because starvation, your body could starve for weeks, right? A whole month of starving, man.
You know the scripture saying they be seeking that while being able to find it?
Yeah.
Hey, famine is a big part of that, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Wake up every day pissed, I'm not dead. Oh, fucking bitch. You know what I'm saying?
I was going to say too, the suicide rate is going to increase amongst Edom. Because it's one thing about Esau. The moment something goes left, Esau is going on a 100-foot building and swan Tom diving head first, man. Esau can't deal with stress. His first resort is this death. He's like, fuck it.
They do shit like kill their whole family.
Esau can't deal with stress, man. Jake is built on stress. Like
Jake was born through stress.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because what? Most of the time, your pops was stressed out.
Right.
And then had you. You know what I mean?
Look at Egypt when Israel was in bondage and they multiplied, man. Same shit with COVID.
Exactly.
What they call it? COVID babies, man.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know? This is wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors.
That's what we're doing, right? They afflicted us. They don't make no account of our labors, man. Like look at this place that we built, right? You know what I'm saying? That's the mindset of Edom, but really who built it is Jake, man. Majority of these construction workers, Jake, right? Who's the one maintaining these buildings, making sure that your janitors, right? Your bus drivers, your MTA workers, the ones cleaning the subways, right? It's always our people, man, the children of Israel. And Jake don't even realize what they be saying, right? Because even in the world, I used to hear, my family saying that, man, they working me like a Hebrew slave. Not knowing you the Hebrews, man, right?
You can start posting out, right?
Okay.
Verse 2, it says, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear.
When they see what? The salvation, right? When they see these prophecies come to pass, and the main prophecy going into what? Yahweh shall return into salvation. They shall be troubled with terrible fear. Go ahead.
It says, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation.
The strangeness of his salvation. Just like out in Egypt, we had a strange deliverance where the Lord split the seas. This time around, the Lord is gonna, come with the holy hosts of heaven, the angels, right? As well as the missiles, the ICBMs. Because the Lord's return is going to be right in the midst of the ICBMs getting shot. And that's when the Lord is going to come and save his people, his elect, from the destruction. Right?
It says
the strangeness of his salvation. The strangeness is what? The UFOs, the so-called UFOs, what they call UAPs.
It says so far behind, so far beyond all that they looked for.
Yeah, beyond all that they looked for. So beyond what they ever imagined or expected coming from the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the base people of this society that, they look down upon. So with that, we're going to close out and give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Chakadash. Peace and double honors to the apostles at GMS that give us his truth and all his spirituality. And salutations to all the Akim pushing this world throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom.